Well, welcome back to another MemeCast on the Internet is Awesome YouTube channel. I am, as always, Boomer with my co-host, TS.
Yeah, I am here. And how are you
Excellent.
doing?
Um, I guess not totally insane yet. It's been a full 2 weeks now in lockdown here in Barcelona. Yeah, still surviving. The amount of Skype calls has gone up drastically, which I guess is always a good thing with friends and family. How about yourself?
Yeah, me too. So I guess that's a weird thing. Like, how you doing? If someone said great right now, it'd be kind of like,
Weird.
because the whole world is kind of not great right now. But
Yeah.
you know, emotionally speaking, I'm still doing okay. So
Glad to hear it.
I ordered my groceries today. That was kind of a weird experience. So I kind of felt conflicted about it because on one hand, I paid a delivery fee, so I'm giving, and then this guy came and delivered my groceries, right? So
Mhm.
he has a job and got paid for this, but he also has taken a risk exposing himself in public. And I'm sitting on my couch at home, right? So it kind of gave me a weird feeling, like I'm paying someone to take the risk for me. So, but I don't
Yeah,
know. But
yeah,
then
for
he also
sure.
has a job, so I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, that's that's really complicated basket of emotions there. But I guess you also have a family, so maybe the risk might be a little bit higher, or the responsibility might be a little bit higher for yourself.
Yeah, and this was a
Um,
young guy too, so
yeah, yeah.
not that that means too much, but
Yeah. Well,
it's
I went to the
something.
I went to the store 2 days ago. This was the second time that I left my apartment over the last 2 weeks, and I got there maybe 2 to 3 minutes after the doors opened, and there was a lineup around the entire block, and like
Wow.
40% of people had masks on and gloves. And by the time I got into the store, the security guard, who was only letting one person in every 20 to 30 seconds, said, "Oh, you have gloves? Gloves? Nice. Go put on some other gloves." So I had to go over to the glove bin and actually put on other gloves on top of my gloves, as did everybody else.
That's
It's
weird.
a it's a super weird situation to be in. Yeah, it's and
So
then
I
you get
guess
this final thing, and then you get this like paranoia that the virus is everywhere. So you're uncomfortable touching things, and like even taking the groceries home. It's like, oh, am I going to get sick now because I have these groceries? It's a
yeah.
very weird feeling. Yeah.
And it's like when you're trying to wash stuff down, it's like you're washing your hands, okay, but then I also touched the doorknob with dirty hands, so I
Yeah.
gotta go wash the door.
Yeah, yeah. It's I guess this is like the first time that we've ever felt paranoid.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but let's get into
Crazy.
some memes.
Yeah, let's lighten up the discussion, right?
Yeah.
Um okay, so first meme. So I don't know about you, but I am 100% remote now, like many people out there. Luckily, I'm
Yeah, me too.
fortunate to have that. And we use Zoom quite a bit at work. And there've been a couple times where the camera is turned on immediately. So some of my colleagues have shown up looking like this dog. They look absolutely ridiculous. Whereas others like even sometimes take a couple of minutes to turn on their video and then they look good. So this is,
Oh
I
yeah.
think, a very realistic depiction of what many of us are looking like as we work from home.
At my work, they told us don't use the video because it'll keep the VPN traffic on the server down. So
Mm.
we're always just audio, so no one can see, which is probably for the best. So.
That's great. I one little thing. I also read an article that Amazon, I mean, they're tracking statistics of what people are buying, and apparently the number of suits has gone up, but only for the jackets, not for the pants. And it's like by a substantial amount.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. I thought that was really funny. All right, next one. So, uh, this was kind of us back in school, right?
Yeah.
Well, we were in high school together. I was really bad at math, and I always used to say, like, we'll ever use this crap, or
Yeah.
this is completely useless. I'll never use this in real life. And I think this is just absolutely perfect, especially for us.
Yeah. Actually, last week, just coincidentally, I had another case where it wasn't me, but someone on my team had to use like some basic algebra, and it's
Mm.
funny because like it was like the tan, remember cos sine
Yeah,
tan or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
So it like when I saw it, I didn't quite remember how to use it, but he did it and showed how he did the work, and it was like, and then someone said, "Oh, we finally used some high school math."
That's
But it's funny because
crazy.
I had pretty much forgotten how to, like, I'm sure it would only take a 5-minute refresher to remember,
Sure, sure.
but still, yeah.
Yeah, or even now, I mean, you just type it into Google and you'll be able to have some sort of algorithm do the calculation for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I really like this meme. So this one, this was a little bit. I think we had something very similar last week. So, yeah, be like Kylo Ren. You know, he wears a mask, doesn't visit his elderly mom, socially and emotionally distant, and talks to his girlfriend only on Skype.
That's a good one.
I think
I
it's
haven't
really
seen that
good.
one yet. Yeah. The Kylo Ren memes seem to produce a lot lately.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it's great.
Yeah. I guess no, I think that's kind of like a sign of a great actor. It's like he gets so popular in the meme verse, you know. 'Cause it's not just his Star Wars memes; it's also his Marriage Story movie and the zombie movie too and stuff. So
Right, right.
I
For
think we'll
multiple
continue to
movies.
see Adam Driver memes in the future.
Cool. Okay. So one of my all-time favorite movies from way back when I was a high school student. My friends, you bow to no one. And of course, this is Aragorn bowing to the hobbits in the Lord of the Rings, but instead of the hobbits, it's a how to say, it's the four kind of fundamental or pillar works or jobs that we now have due to this
Yeah.
crisis. Right. I think it's really.
Yes,
I think it would have
essential
been better.
services.
Yeah, yeah. I think it would have been better if they like edited people in there with the faces maybe of the hobbits, but you know,
Yeah.
healthcare workers and gas station attendants, I think, are great examples of
Well, like
this.
in where I am right now, they closed businesses, but then they said except for essential services. But then they gave
Hmm.
out this list of essential services that just contains like 75% stuff out there. So like but I can imagine like as this goes on that the list will get smaller, like down to those four pillars there, right? So
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
right now
yeah,
they still have construction going on, and like they still have like I don't know, like even my business could make an excuse to stay open as part of like the transportation industry, even though we're just a software company.
yeah, yeah.
But we can all work from home anyway, so it doesn't really apply too much. But anyways, I'm also
Crazy.
watching this movie right now, like the extended edition, and it's taking me like 2 weeks of just watching 15 minutes a day, just because I can't commit to like sitting down for 4 hours.
Well, your kid probably doesn't allow that either.
Yeah. So this is spoilers. I forgot what happened, but now okay.
Next. So, a store in Denmark has figured out how to stop people from hoarding sanitizer. I think this is. I don't know if it's true or not. I have absolutely no idea. I don't really care.
That's probably true.
I think it's absolutely genius. Yeah, one bottle, $4. Two bottles, almost $100.
Yeah. That is a good idea. However, here they did the wrong thing. Well, at least a couple stores did, and they're just charging, $30 for one bottle
Yeah.
of wipes. But actually, the government is clamping down on that now, and they opened up a tip line for businesses that are price gouging.
Nice.
But this is a good idea because you get the first bottle for normal price, right? And
Yeah.
then the second
Yeah.
bottle is just prevention.
It completely disincentivizes hoarding, which is, I mean, for the Scandinavian countries, I'm sure they do things like that pretty well.
Yeah.
So this is, of course, Obama. I think this is the day when Trump was giving Obama the boot, right? And they had this little back and forth, terrific little still. But I also didn't look into this at all for this MemeCast. But I've heard that Trump actually fired the pandemic response team. Do you know if that's true or not? I haven't really been listening to the news recently.
I have heard that too, but no, I don't have an official confirmation of that. But I just
Okay.
remember when he first came in, he was, cutting tons of public services. And so
Hmm.
I don't think it's like he purposefully singled out the pandemic response team, but I think he cut a lot of stuff across the board. And
Yeah.
like this was months ago, right? But
Yeah, he probably would have done it like within
yeah,
the first year or something like that of his
now it's
presidency.
coming back to haunt us. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because US right now is the new epicenter
Yeah. Freaking
after Italy.
crazy.
So
Freaking crazy. So this is a little bit like the Adam Driver meme,
Okay.
but just with Odin instead. And I also thought it was really fun. So if for people who try to come near than 6 feet, he has his spear gun near to emphatically poke them away. I think it's great.
That's funny. Emphatically poke with a
Yeah,
spear.
he also keeps the company of wolves and ravens. I think it's just great.
Be smart.
Yeah. Okay. So Trump, Bitcoin is not money and is based on thin air. Federal Reserve, and then this is a classic GIF or meme, right?
Yeah.
I've seen this used
Yeah,
so many
this is a
times.
format. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you heard, but this came from, or I guess this meme is directly based off of somebody from the Federal Reserve who was interviewed in the States last week. And he was trying to like reassure the nation that there would be no monetary problems. So one of the things that he says is, we have more than enough money. We have an infinite supply of money that we can print, right? And there's this like little clip that was just shared through cryptocurrency specifically channels. And of course, this is exactly what Trump was claiming Bitcoin was bullshit for, right? It's just based on thin air. Whereas the Federal Reserve just completely said now that, yeah, they can just keep printing until infinity in order to, save the economy.
And just like completely missing basic aspects of how economics work, right?
Exactly. So yeah, if they actually do that, then massive inflation, or I guess hyperinflation, would follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
And
wild.
Bitcoin is based on thin air, and it's like so is paper money.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't need to get into it.
Okay.
I could talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency all day. I don't know if there's a meme or not, but I saw this and I thought it was kind of cute. So I think it was posted by one of my, hippie friends out there. Kind of feeling like the Earth has just sent us all to our rooms to think about what we've done. Very much like how a teenager is sent to their room, or a young child by their parents.
Yeah, I've seen a few like kind of posts from people I follow too on that, like because the Earth is sick, it's giving itself time to heal. So like let's wait a few years for the studies to come out and be some interesting data, I'm sure. So
Yeah. Well, I also had some friends that were posting all these. What was it? Where all the animals were coming back. I'm sure you saw like dolphins were coming back in some port in Italy. And I think, did I share on last week's episode the like giant boar in Barcelona
yeah.
on the main street? Yeah, right. So there's like this trend of seeing all these animals come back to kind of rewild the cities, which is a cool idea, but I think it's a lot of fake news actually from
Yeah,
what.
some of it's kind of clickbaity, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a portion of truth to it.
Yeah, I mean the boar in Barcelona was definitely true. Okay.
What's this
I don't.
lady's name?
I actually looked it up. I forgot, but this is not Shiva. My what is it? Religious icon knowledge is very limited or rusty, but I think this is the daughter of Shiva, and I can't remember the name. But it's the six-armed goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shiva's daughter. I think is great. No explanation necessary.
Wash all of your hands, not just. What the heck is this?
So you can read this.
Jason Britton. Okay, now we just shamed him publicly. Okay. Looks like Dave at 63 wasn't panicked by.
So here in Europe, we didn't really understand or maybe not we. I shouldn't generalize, but many of my friends and people in my network didn't understand what all this crazy hoarding of toilet paper was all about, because in different parts of Europe, but I guess Europe in generally, a bidet is usually really used,
Yeah.
especially by my Italian friends. So they were like looking at these crazy stories coming out of the States, and I even shared there were two Canadians in BC that were literally getting into a fist fight over the last rolls of toilet paper. Whereas here in Europe, it's clearly, as you can see by this picture, not as relevant.
Yeah, like it's funny because I bet after this pandemic, I bet bidets will become more popular in North America, because they already kind of started
Yeah.
marketing them a little bit this year or in the last
Okay.
couple of years.
Okay.
And so trying to get into the mindset that this is a normal, uh, more efficient option than toilet paper, or in combination with,
Certainly. You don't have to go outside
yeah.
and have your neighbors see your old ass. Moving on. Was this yours or was this mine?
It's yours still. I
Mine.
haven't
Okay.
seen this
Okay.
one yet.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Back to the Future,
Yeah.
and this is a classic scene where Doc is saying, "I just came back from 2040. People still have unused toilet paper from 2020." Yeah. Again, another toilet paper meme. I mean, these things are all over the place. And
Well,
they're
it'll
great.
be funny because everyone's going to switch to bidets, and all this toilet paper is going to
Right.
go unused. So that's how that happens.
Exactly. Yeah. Love it. So this is again part of the, I guess, like making fun of the actual actions that we need to be taken care of in order to stop the spread of this virus. And this is just about making you fearful or making you feel bad about spreading the virus to people that you might care. I don't really know anything about Betty White, apart from she's been in a couple of movies, and I guess
Yeah,
lots
she's
of
just been around
people.
forever
Yeah,
in
yeah.
TV. So
Okay. So people really like her, I guess. So this meme is trying to guilt you into staying home, because if you don't stay home, you might be the reason that Betty White dies, which I
that
thought was
reminds
quite
me,
fun.
because this week I saw a lot of Queen Elizabeth memes, because
Okay.
Prince Charles has the virus, right? And also the British PM. I actually
Mhm.
didn't get any for the show, but maybe next week. But there's all these memes about how Queen Elizabeth is immortal, so she's gonna survive the virus no problem. But
Sure, sure. Yeah, I can only imagine. This is so ridiculous. Uh, so Captain America in the elevator scene of whatever movie that was, I can't remember.
I guess
Uh,
Civil War maybe.
So okay, yeah, you're the massive fan. You would know. Want to hear something funny? Quarantine. I don't get it. Yeah, it's an inside joke, and then other people attack him.
I saw another one in this format too, so it's this is what's
Okay,
going around.
okay, great. Yeah, it's
This format anyway.
such a
This is
bad
like
joke.
this is like the bad joke format, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
Um, okay, I'll read it and then I'll say my thoughts on it. So I don't think anything that is natural can be bad for you. Gwyneth Paltrow, coronavirus, hold my beer. So this hold my beer, I think, is a typical meme format, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. I don't have anything against Gwyneth Paltrow. I assume that she's one of these anti-vaxxers, or at least
Yeah, she's
certainly
kind of
all
like
for.
an homeopathic into that kind of stuff.
Okay. So, yeah, I have no problem saying this on the YouTube channel. I am completely against that, and I think it's ridiculous. Get your kids vaccinated and all that. But yeah, I just thought it was how do I say, a good representation for what's happening now. Like all of these anti-vaxxers, even like the anarchists and people that are typically always critiquing certain aspects or pushing certain agendas, are a lot more quiet nowadays,
Yeah.
um, as the world goes into like a global crisis.
Yeah, or at least people aren't paying any attention to them. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the thing.
yeah,
This is not funny or anything, but just something that I heard a couple talks about this week, is that this might be the downfall of the latest populism boom in the last
mm,
several years, because now science is making a comeback, because obviously that's what's going to get us through this, right?
yeah.
So I don't
Now
know.
this goes to the what was it, the meme that we shared or that I shared last week? It was the scientist at his desk and all the religious people. It was a cartoon, all saying like "hurry up" to the scientist to create a vaccine with a monstrous uh, coronavirus virus in the background.
And not even like religious leaders, but just look at how poorly the U.S. leaders have handled it, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
that's yeah. Anyways.
yeah. Next.
my God.
This is so great.
Someone had a lot of time.
Yeah, we all got tons of time. I just think it's done so well. It really looks like this stupid little dead flies on a horse, or putting up laundry, or grabbing some sunshine rays. One of my friends posted this. He's I think he's missed his calling. He should have been a comic, but I think he's a boxer. But yeah, he posts stuff like this all the time. So I totally stole it.
Great.
Yeah. So again, so we got lots of time. Another lockdown meme. So I guess this is somebody re-envisioning what they're doing inside of their apartment. So stunning vistas, charming waterfalls, local delicacies, native wildlife. I think it's very cute. I think we're all starting to maybe lose it a little bit.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of make things exciting. And this is one of the way of reimagining what you're actually doing.
Well, like I told you earlier today, I'm gonna shave my hair off later today just because I'm bored. So. And got no one to look good for.
And your hair is super long, so
by the time I get out of quarantine, it'll have already grown back.
Yeah, let's hope not. Okay.
Oh my God.
Did you see this?
No.
It's so great.
Was this made before or after he got sick? I don't know.
I don't know. I saw it in the last couple of days. Maybe just around the time that he got infected. And I love that he's doing this. What was it called? Like back in Street Fighter, the shooting the Hadouken or whatever it was.
I think Hadouken. Yeah.
Hadouken. Yeah, there you go. With toilet paper rolls, right? Of course.
And it looks like Corona has, or at least from a couple days ago, it's infection count 50.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
Now it's over 600, I believe.
Oh God, that's nuts. Crazy.
Still ramping up. We're still on the
on the uptrend,
part of the upward curve, right? So.
Yeah. Well, not in China, not in the East, anyways.
Yeah, but
anyways,
let me go cry. I want to pause.
Yeah. Okay, this is quite silly. So, why is my sister's name Paris? Because we conceived her in Paris. Thanks, Ted. No problem. Quarantine.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, I think this is a joke that's constantly made.
Yeah. On a serious note, I heard in the news today that at least in Canada they're postponing fertility treatments because, for one, just because of self-isolation and resources in healthcare, but also because maybe it's not the best idea to be pregnant right now. Because pregnant women can't take the treatments as much, right? So
right. And I'm no doctor, but I would assume it would also lower your immune system, right?
Yeah.
If you get pregnant.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it's the opposite, but babies create these super hormones or whatever.
Crazy.
Anyway.
Yeah, you would know more than me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So, as I mentioned at the end of last week, anybody who sees a meme and wants it showcased on the MemeCast, please send it to us. So this was actually sent by a friend of mine. Shout outs to Izzy. Thank you very much. And this is day 14 of quarantine. God, please stop me from what I'm about to do.
Oh, yeah.
I will let everybody's imagination go. I do not need, and I don't think we need to explain this
Mark,
at all.
I mean, Boomer, my mom might be watching this.
Well, she's more than welcome to send us a meme next week if she wants to kind of even this out. This is not a show that's rated for kids, so just so that you know. Moving on.
Okay, this is mine. Okay,
yeah.
So, this was from a photographer Facebook channel, but it's photographers March 1st and photographers March 28th. And the photographer's part is not important, right? It's just because, those are the type of people that need to be outside, taking photos and stuff. So this is after 28 days of quarantine. Michael, what's his name? Matthew McConaughey. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottom image is, the first image is what his car commercials, and the bottom image is that movie where he has AIDS, I think. So yeah.
Depressing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only 2 weeks into it. I can see some people cracking like that.
You have
Oh,
some
yeah.
people for it. This was a personal favorite of mine because I'm a musician. So this is
Yeah.
coronavirus etude for piano and disinfecting wipe. So it took me a few seconds to get this one at first, but you have a disinfectant wipe, so you're cleaning the piano. You start at the bottom and you go all the way up to the top. So that's just all the notes are just showing the motions of cleaning the piano. So then at the bottom you have like kind of smashing the keys with the rag, and then anyways, this is a musician.
Yeah, if you're a musician, you have to get. I kind of understand,
like,
but
WTF.
yeah.
But it's creative. So, and I've seen other people like actually perform this on Instagram. So like people actually
That's cool.
making
That's
kind
really
of
cool.
spoof videos. Yeah. Anyways.
Good.
Okay, next. Yeah, I couldn't resist. I got a couple Baby Yoda memes. So when you go to the store and the nuggies are resupplied, there's actually a ton. Like the Baby Yoda memes haven't stopped at all, and they're just all they're just all quarantine related now. So
right.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
One point on this. I think I mentioned last week that so I had gone to the store for the first time, and it was kind of creepy to see that many of the shelves still hadn't been resupplied after a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
But going back this week, all the shelves were resupplied and even overstocked. So it was interesting to see that it took like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks for the supply chains to start ramping up the production. So I felt a little bit like the Baby Yoda in this picture.
Yeah.
Yesterday when I saw like crazy amounts of food everywhere. It was it was quite
for me it's Takis, you know, the Mexican spicy chips. Anyway,
yeah.
So I like stock up. I have like 4 bags down in my cold room right now. And I ordered a couple more today. So
comfort food for the lockdown. Excellent.
I've actually lost a few pounds, so I'm pleased with
that. Good.
I'm not exercising, so I don't know how that makes sense. I think it's just because like you don't need to intake as many calories because you're not
you're
not active.
You're just sitting. Yeah,
I'm sure not everyone has the same thing happening, but okay, let's see the next one. I think it's another Baby Yoda. Yeah.
Okay.
This one was relevant because my son's first birthday passed and we had to cancel his birthday party. So
yeah.
It's when your birthday is during the quarantine. It's like
so sad.
Just sad Baby Yoda all by himself.
You should have done some sort of online
but
was it like Skype?
He's 1, he doesn't really care, so whatever. We'll have a party after.
Fair enough.
Probably with all of his friends that are all collectively missing their birthday parties.
Right.
Can have one massive party. That'll be interesting. I bet people have lots of parties. But the thing is, it's not all going to end at once, right? It's going to take a long time, a slow recovery phase, and you're still
and then there's going to. Sorry,
I think you still have to keep the measures in place, right, during the recovery phase. So.
Sure. Well, I think it'll be interesting to kind of keep track of what's going on in China over the next couple of weeks as they start loosening up the quarantine and see if a actual second wave hits, as people have been
so depressing
forecasting.
Like, we're not even through the first wave, and you're already hearing news stories about the second wave, and but that's how it happens, right? Like the 1918 flu. You see the graphs that most countries had a second wave in the fall. So yeah. That's crazy. Why it's important to keep the measures until it's done, until there's a vaccine. if ever.
Yeah. Okay, a little bit more positive with the next one, hopefully.
I can't say this is more positive. When everyone on social media is complaining about staying inside, but you've been emotionally quarantined for years. I've seen a few.
In the face. I
forget what this guy's name is, but yeah.
Harold?
Yeah, hey, there you go, Harold. I've seen a few memes like this, and another one's like musicians who have to be quarantining and they're just kind of sitting in the corner smiling because they've been doing it for years. Yeah. Right. Okay, show me the next one. Okay, now a couple office memes. Did we show this one before? I couldn't remember if we did, but I just said we're going to show it again anyways. But,
okay, yeah.
The Time Traveler. What year is it? 2020. Oh, geez.
In the face.
There's lots of office memes. I love how there's so many office memes. They keep circulating.
Yeah,
with the
that's great.
quarantine stuff too. So, okay. I'm sure this is Photoshop, but I just love Toby spread COVID-19.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So great.
because Toby is the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, next. This is not a meme. This is just our ending note. So it's good because we already talked about Lord of the Rings once, but this is
Mhm.
Frodo saying, "I wish it need not have happened in my time," to Gandalf, and Gandalf says, "So do I, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." So, happy thoughts.
Very, very cute. Happy thoughts. Absolutely. With
Oh,
one of my favorite fiction books.
yeah, that's got to be one of the great quotes of 20th century.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, that maybe not every generation, but not so long ago, people lived through a lot worse than this, right? So
Yeah, yeah. I think we mentioned that in the last episode. Like this is the first real like global challenge that our generation has gone through.
yeah,
I think both of us were well, actually, we were traveling in Latin America when the 2008 economic crisis hit, so we didn't really
yeah,
feel it all that much.
because we had money saved up, and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
we noticed was that prices got cheaper. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I think our like value of money went down a little bit, but I mean
that's
we were
true.
so focused on traveling it didn't really.
Yeah,
I
I
mean
didn't
it was just like,
didn't pay
shit,
attention too much.
can't buy more Corona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah. So, but like this is like a global phenomenon that's happening. So, but like obviously, in some countries in the world, that this is nothing new to them. They've been living through times like this their whole lives, even
Yeah.
in modern times. So,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
So what's your
And
let's pick it up a little bit. What's your favorite meme from this week? We have so many, I don't even remember.
yeah, we have so many. I'm not going to scroll. I really like the couch one that my friend sent in.
Yeah, but sorry, we
It's-
can't put that as the thumbnail. Maybe we should put it as the thumbnail.
yeah, I
Clickbait.
think we should. I think we totally should. It's a little bit dirtier than the memes we've had so far, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yours?
Um, I guess I liked the Baby Yoda restock of
Yeah.
Nuggies.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars memes. Kylo Ren was good too. Yeah.
Right on.
Okay.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for talking, keeping me sane, and hopefully keeping you sane as well.
Yeah, and hopefully someone's watching this and having chuckles.
Yeah,
Remember to
for sure.
send us your memes. Keep the quarantine memes coming. We gotta focus on this to get out of it
Yeah,
together.
absolutely. And you'll be posting something on Instagram, so also follow the Instagram account that we have.
It's in the comments below. So just take a look there. The internet is awesome, and we'll see you all next week.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Bye.